Well, considering the fact that I had to go through an arduous, long communication track, building up on my communication along the way with the different projects that I've done through 50 different projects, I would say that my communication has improved a whole lot. Now with the leadership track, leading, taking officer roles, doing critical listening to evaluation sessions, I have built a total package as a leader. Now what that does for me is my interactions are better with my clients, my interactions are better with the people I work with, my interactions are better with the people I report to. As a business, I do better with my training, I train better, and I'm a better mentor overall. So what has being a DTM done for me? It's improved me. It's kind of like taking me from being a regular person to like a super type person. It's built this confident, well thought out, good communicator out of me, and it's made a really solid leader out of me. And I'd recommend anybody else to go through this program. Wow, that's an interesting question. What's the most challenging? Well, the communication track is pretty much interesting, and it's more or less more easier to follow. But I think the most challenging has been going through the leadership role. First of all, in the case of the HPL, having to find where I had weaknesses as a leader, identifying them and being able to overcome them was a bit of a challenge, but it was a good challenge. The other thing was also having to mentor others who may or may not be like you, or running in officer positions. Like for example, when I was president, having officers who don't share the same vision that you have or the same zeal, and trying to get them committed to a goal or committed to the ideals that you want to achieve. It can be a bit tough because you're dealing with different people, you're dealing with different people from different backgrounds, and you're dealing with different people of diverse cultures, and those in itself can be quite challenging. But once you get past it, you know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It makes you a whole lot better. Well, project 1 to 10 are pretty much, well, project 1 to 8 are pretty much straightforward for the competent communicator manual. But project 9 and 10, persuade with power and inspire, those are very important projects that I think you need to take a lot of time going into. I implore that you make sure that your stage is set properly so you have the proper effect that you need to have. Another project that I'd really advise you to take time with is the high performance leadership project, because it tests your skills as a leader and it lets you get to know yourself better as a leader and your weaknesses as a leader. And so with that, the tip I'd give is take time with it. Make sure that whoever you get in your committee are people who are critical of you and will take time to properly advise you to grow, not people who just move you on. And overall, if you're able to get them to move along with you, draw your attention to where your weaknesses are, the impact on your life and the impact on you as a leader is overwhelming. So those are the two tips I'll tell, those are the two areas I'll tell you to focus on.
Okay. Any other motivational thoughts and ideas you have for the audience?
Well, some people join Toastmasters because they want to be better communicators. Others join because they want to be better speakers or learn English. Whatever your reasons are, you know, you always have to figure out what's in it for you and work hard on it. But for me, and I hope for you too, Toastmasters, I saw it as a tool to change the world. Why? A lot of people are screaming for leadership, and I feel that this is an environment where people can actually learn true leadership, true humbling leadership the way it's supposed to be. And besides that, you also learn to communicate with people, interact with people better, which is an issue that is causing half the problems we have in the world, because people do not learn how to speak or interact responsibly. So I feel like joining Toastmasters is a responsibility. Once you join in and benefit or get the benefits of this great program, you need to learn to share it. You need to share it, and you need to spread it across like ripples. If we were all engaging in programs like Toastmasters, benefiting from some of the good seeds that we draw from them and sharing them across, this world will be a better place. So be a Toastmaster today, learn, dedicate yourself to the program, and share across the world. That's my motivational tip for today.
Thank you.
My high performance leadership. Now that was an interesting project. For my high performance leadership, because of the value of the high performance leadership and the 6 dimensions of leadership that I truly tested, I wanted something pretty challenging that would test me as a leader, test me as a person, test me as under very challenging constraints. So what I chose for my high performance leadership was running a sponsorship organization, now a sponsorship group. We were about to run the first ever West African Territorial Council conference, where we were getting all these other African or other West African countries who had Toastmaster clubs coming together at one place. This is something that had never been done before. We were given very short notice and we're supposed to mobilize and have this conference happening. Now, most parts of the other conferences were pretty straightforward, getting rooms reserved, getting the venue for the event and all those things. They were trying, but they were good. However, coming up with money to pay for these things, going to companies, especially corporate entities that have already closed their books for the year and we're not giving any more sponsors, and trying to convince them to come up with something to at least help to pay for this conference was not easy. Secondly, getting a number of people under you that were working with you that do not have any clue how to access sponsorship or go for sponsorship was another thing. I know there were times when I was really tested, where I got frustrated because things didn't work the way they had to, or people were not following the plan, or people were not doing things that they were supposed to do. But I still had to find a way to maintain that sense of leadership, recognize where recognition was needed, encourage where it was needed, teach, lead, and use all these different disciplines within the 6 dimensions of leadership. And I have to say, with my mentors, with the people that worked with me, with my my board of people who were reviewing this, it was encouraging. There were times when I had a few issues here and there, but they came up with different alternatives, and it was good. And I believe that it's helped me grow a lot as a leader when I finished this project. And now running similar projects under such constraints are not so difficult anymore. It's not just about asserting yourself. It's not just about mobilizing. It's not just about motivating your people. But sometimes just rewarding them when it's important, sometimes just teaching them, sometimes just directing them. So anyway, that's what my HPL was about. It was about running a group for sponsorship campaign, and successfully. And I have to say, at the end of the day, we were able to successfully run this conference and pay for it. So that should tell you that the HPL was very successful. I'll encourage that whatever your HPL or high performance leadership project that you decide to do, you do something that tests you to the limit, tests you as a leader, as a strong leader, and when you overcome, overall, you will truly have gained from the experience. Thank you.